And Sam, and welcome to What Are We Doing Here?
Let's get yapping.
I was trying to pretend that I was fine.
We don't have to pretend. We don't pretend anymore. You can say that you're gonna pretend. And if you want to pretend for a little bit, that's fine. But then I'm still gonna call you out on it. Like, we're just not gonna pretend in silence anymore. So
Yeah. I will just start here. I was crying before this. I'll find out, but I've just been having a hard week. Last week we said it was a crazy week. This week we said it was a crazy week. So I got on the podcast and Bri was like, "You want to talk about it?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Are you sure?" Cry.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, I think we need to talk about it. I think we need to do this before we start podcasting. So
I'm way better now than I was an hour ago. Now I'm laughing. Now I'm funny. Now
Good.
it's podcast time.
Now I'm funny. We are
Anyway.
hilarious.
We are quite funny. Anyway, welcome to podcast number 9. Like we said, last week was crazy. Today apparently was crazy. And wait, that's not how I wanted to say that. Let's try that again. I mean, we have not stopped moving for 3 weeks, it feels like?
As I'm yawning, yeah, it's been a couple of weeks of just chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But everything is done. We have no more concerts on the near horizon.
You don't?
Mike, but that's in May, right?
I have a 2-day festival, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I don't have any concerts in the near future. Sam does. But we went to the Connor Price Grahm concert. You had races. You helped me move for 3 days. I moved for 3.5, 4 days to now be in my new house. So
look at the pretty new background. So still a white wall.
You see, I have this. The sign is right there. It's just not up. It's just not. It will go up. Of all the things, the sign did not make it up today. But yeah, concert, moving.
And concert was
races, like crazy. And the concert wasn't here.
Nope.
The concert was in Houston. It was on a Wednesday. So me and Sam worked a half day. Got in the car, drove it ended up being 3.5 hours because of traffic. So 3 hours to Houston, was at the concert, and then got back in the car, drove 2.5, 3 hours back home, went to bed, and then got up the next day and moved. And moved.
Literally.
But I want to talk about the concert because it was funny. We talked about recording the podcast on the way to the concert because we knew that we were going to be talking the whole time there.
The whole time.
Do I remember what we talked about? Kind of, a little bit, not really.
Maybe 1 or 2 topics. Maybe.
Again, 3.5 hours later. I feel like the SpongeBob thing where it's 1 hour later. Yes. That's what I feel like. But we have such ADHD brains that we started listening to music. This is the one conversation I remember pretty clearly. It's because the music was up. It wasn't like it was quietly in the background. The music was playing.
I could hear the words.
And we're still having full-blown conversations with each other. And when one person's talking or the other person's talking, the other one's kind of singing or lip singing along with the music. And we're still keeping track of what each other's saying. And I was like, you know what? Pause. Because I have family members who cannot do that. If you're talking in the car, they turn the whole stereo off. And I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're talking. And I'm like, well, why does it have to be silent? Why does it have to be quiet in the background like that? That makes me fucking nervous. It makes my anxiety go up because now I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a serious situation here. And it's not.
I feel like I'm getting a talking to.
Yeah, I'm getting in trouble. What? And so
and they did it in their car, but they also did it in your car, and you were I'm driving.
No. Number one rule of cars. Number one rule of road trips: the driver controls the radio. That's the number one rule. That's the number one rule. Anytime you're in the car, the driver controls the radio. That's it.
But
If
I
they
would have a
decide they
hard.
want it quiet, then they want it quiet. If they want the music up, they get the music up. If they want to listen to 80s rock, then they listen to 80s rock. They listen to whatever they want.
Yep. I have a hard time focusing like on a one-on-one conversation, especially in the car when everything else is going on. Like I need the radio so that I can focus on what you're saying.
It's itches right now. Stupid pollen. I saw a reel the other day. It was like just getting my daily hit of pollen, and he was taking like a scraper on a car and made like a fat line. And it was like just getting my line of pollen in for the day, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, my allergies are
No.
definitely kicking up for sure right now.
I know this is when I need to take Zyrtec and just take it nonstop. But I try
Yeah.
not to take allergy medication because who wants to be on medication every day? But I should know by now that I just
know.
have allergies.
Especially the
But
Texas pollen is terrible.
It's
But
awful. Well, cedar's about to come through. When cedar comes through is when I get all messed up.
yeah. I have terrible allergies. Like when I've gotten the allergy like tests on your back, like I light up like a Christmas tree. Oh my God, it was so funny. The lady that did my test like recently, a year or two ago, they like leave and you sit for 15 minutes, right? And you're just laying there. And she walked in and I had turned to her and I watched her face go and then come back down like to be professional. And I go,
Put the
I
mask
saw
up,
that.
please.
And I go, I saw that. And she cracked up. She was like, I'm sorry. Like, I just haven't seen somebody this bad in a while. Like, I was surprised. And I was like, I told you it was bad.
I tried telling you. At least you were like surprised. Like you knew.
Yeah.
Which I feel like if you get to that point, you're like, I know that I'm allergic to shit. You just gotta tell me which one's the worst and like what I can do about it.
I used to go like get allergy shots when I was a kid, like one in each arm every week. And that's the only option for me right now is like take allergy shots. And the place is like 30 minutes away from my house. I am not doing that every week. No. Anyway, back to the concert. We clearly have ADHD. So that's how the entire ride.
I was thinking about it. I was like, is it ADHD or is it the like neurodivergent? Like, are we neurodivergent where you have to have like the two? I don't know. The neurodivergent sounds cooler, but I'm pretty sure we just have ADHD.
Neurodivergent is the general class of a subset of brains that don't work. I don't want to say properly because that's not the right word, but normal. You guys know what I'm talking. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like neurodivergent means that your brain does not function like the average person. ADHD is under the umbrella of it, so is like
okay,
the other things. Right.
So we're over there. We're on the spectrum. It's just how far on the spectrum are we?
Yes. Neurodivergent ranges from like ADHD to autism to the whole spectrum to like all of that. So you're saying the same thing, but yes, we bounce. You and I can have 7 conversations. That's like, I had a roommate that like could not listen to me talk. I love her to death. She was so nice, but like she was like, I can't follow your 7 stories. And that's how I know she's not listening to this because we can't stay on topic. I mean, what? We've been here for 9 minutes and I've talked allergy shots and pollen. That was not part of our plan.
It was not part of our plan. Concerts, road trips. What was the first part of it? New house, moving. We're already 7 topics in. One per minute. That's how we're going.
Literally. All right. Back to concert. So we drive. We go to Buc-ee's, of course, get some snacks. We're listening to all the music. You and I have like 90% the same. When you do like a Spotify blend, it'll show you how much percentage of music you have the same. Bri and I have 90%. So our car jam parties are so fun because like I know, again, 90% of the songs. And then there's the few that I'm like, oh, wait, this is so good.
I know. Actually, it made me really happy. And I even told you, I was like, I know it's genuine that you like the songs that I play if you don't know them. Which there happened to be like quite a few this time where I was like, oh my God, you heard this one? And then what about this person and this person? And you were like, add. And I know you're not just adding them because you like me. Like, I know you're not just like, oh, I'm going to add them just because, like, you know, Bri really likes the songs. Like, I wouldn't give 2 shits if you liked the songs or not. But you liked them enough to be like, no, I'm adding these. And so it's, like, true, like, genuine, whatever. But I love it. I love introducing people to new music. So I had a real idea on the way there.
Yes.
And so if you guys haven't seen it, you can go back and look at it. I posted it. It'll be a little over a week ago from the time that this podcast airs. And Frozen, Anna is one of the princesses, right? And she like wakes up and she's like, "Oh, it's coronation day." And I was like, "Oh, it's concert day." And I was like,
Concert
I
day.
know I can find this audio. Like, I know I can find the audio for it because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I used that audio, and me and Sam basically recorded the like first little bit of that and then like dropped it into the concert. And it was
It's
really
so
fun.
good. It's
was really
such
fun.
a good, the drop was like, you go from Frozen, it's coronation day and the windows are open, and like we planned like while we were standing in line, like, okay, you're gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this, and then we've got one shot going up these stairs, like good freaking luck, and then you came up with the drop idea.
We basically did all of it in one take. Yeah. Because we
We're
were
like-
like, there's people around. Like, we have one blooper because the sound was off, and it is funny too. I'll end up posting that someday. I'll end up posting it someday, but we have one blooper, but it was like there was people and we were moving and all this stuff. But here we go again, that we talked about the role model concert and how there was a younger crowd there. But we get to this concert,
My God.
and there was a not alarming amount of kids, but there was an
alarming amount of kids. An alarming amount
not
of
what
children.
I had expected at the concert. I did not expect that many kids and parents, and so much so that me and Sam were like, "Are we
Gonna get
at the
trouble?
right place? Like, are we at the right place?" Like, I like went and triple checked my tickets, like made sure that we typed in the right address, that I didn't mess up and we drove to Houston for or the wrong
Nothing.
place in Houston.
Role model was a younger crowd in the sense of they were like 20s, 19, 20s. This was like 7-year-olds.
I don't even think 7. I think it was like late middle school to like early high school. So
That whole row of children weren't as tall as
up
the
there.
banner.
That's right. I forgot about those. I forgot about them. I forgot about those children. I was like, I think I literally told you, I said, I think my kids are closer to, or I did tell you this. I said, my kids are closer to their age than I am to their age. Like,
Yes.
most of the people around us, I was like, I feel like I need a sign that says, like, I am also a parent. I just don't have my kids with me. Like, I feel like I needed a neon sign being like, and then, so I would say there was like 75% kids with parents, or like kids that
Yes.
needed chaperones.
Yes.
And then there was like 30% people our age.
Yes.
Not what I expected, but the more that I thought about it, Connor was in like a couple Disney movies. He was in a couple other movies, but also his rap is clean. So
And he does
as a
skits.
parent, what?
He does skits, like entertaining skits
Yes,
that
he does
people
skits on-
can watch too.
He does skits on TikTok and stuff like that, which makes sense too for the younger crowd. But I was like, as a parent, I get it that his music is clean. And so you can have a kid that wants to listen to rap and not have to worry about F-bombs, like all these curse words and talking about guns and sex and violence. Like, you don't have to worry about that because you know that his music is clean and it's still good and still fits in the genre that your kid wants to listen to. So
Yeah.
as a parent, I understood. I just did not expect it. But the more that I thought about it, I was like, I get it. And then I think one of the moms around us laughed because he asked, he was like, who's here? This is their, first concert. And so many hands went up and I went, holy shit. And this mom just started laughing and I was like, oh my God. Like,
I'm too old for this.
I felt so old because I was like, this is my like second or third concert this month.
This week.
This month. Like, and this is your first concert ever?
What was your first concert?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't even know if I remember the first one that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the first one I remember was the Adam Lambert, like American Idol concert. But I feel like that's wrong. But that's the first one that I can remember going, and I was in high school.
Okay. I saw Hannah Montana in like middle school. That was my first concert when she was still Hannah Montana.
See, the boys have been to more concerts now, that I had been to. Yeah, like they've been to Blippi, Paw Patrol. We've been to oh God, now I'm like Blue's Clues.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to Disney on Ice.
Ooh,
God, it was actually really good. It was really good. We've
I
been
bet
to
that
a
is
couple.
good.
We've been to a couple more, but I'm like, that's 4 or 5, and they're 4. Like,
Yeah.
my parents just didn't do that with us when we were younger. Like Whitney went to Barney at one point, so maybe I was there, like super little baby.
Yeah.
But like I remember going, like I remember them talking about going to Barney, but I don't remember Barney. But other than that, like we didn't really go as kids.
Yeah.
I'm glad I do with the boys. I'm like really pumped for going to the boys, like going with them to concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I am so excited because I saw the dads and like there was a couple moms and there was like this cool mom with like a bunch of tattoos and I was like, that's
The
gonna be me.
tattoos.
That's
Yep.
gonna be me, and I'm about it. They were really cool, and then you know
Yeah.
just everyone having fun with their kids because the boys now we do dance parties. So the boys like Connor Price,
Yep.
and specifically the song "Drop," which is the song that's on the reel.
The real.
And so when we got home, or like the
they were
next
so
day,
cute.
I know. So like the next day, we have dance parties, and I played
Mhm.
the song, and they're like, "I want the song that goes boop," and I'm like, "Oh, that's drop. That's how they remember it." And I'm like, "Drop," and they're like, "Yeah, boop," and I'm like, "Okay, boop." So we played that song. Oh, I don't know, like I'm not even joking, 10 or 11 times. We FaceTimed my brother and his wife and had them watch the dance party because they wanted to show Uncle Mike and Auntie Elisa their dance moves. And again, they listened to it probably 4 or 5 times just on FaceTime. And we had listened
They
to it a
showed
few
me the
times.
dance moves the next day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were
Over
like,
and
"Mom."
over again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for it. So I love that we do dance parties.
Yeah.
And I'm about
And
it.
you
But
getting
yeah,
to
there
take your
was.
kids to the concert. Well, Connor Price clearly would have been a good concert. Maybe not at
Yeah.
4, but like.
Not at 4. There's still 2, because even when we go to like the rodeo or something, if it's
Yeah.
too loud, they want headphones. We've been to monster trucks. I was like, I knew there
Yeah.
was more. Like we've
Yeah.
gone to so much stuff with them, but it's still just too loud right now for their ears. They get too like they're like, it's loud. I want to go home, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. So,
But that was just crazy. And like the concert, and at one point you and I were like, oh, like if it gets too packed, like we'll go up. There was like a second level. And I mean, like 20 minutes later, we look around. I wish I had a better picture of it. This
Didn't you take a
entire,
video?
I did, but it's really grainy and whatever. So
Oh.
maybe I'll post it. If it's on the screen right now, you'll see, but I don't think it's a good quality. But the entire thing was filled, like I felt like 3 school buses of children got dropped off on that like one little edge.
Yeah.
And it's so
Yeah,
funny.
we turned around, and then I was telling you, I was like, I feel like I should stop cussing on
Yes, I
accident
felt like I was
because
gonna
there's
get
so many
trouble.
kids around. And then I was like, oh my God, like I'm a parent. Like I'm not gonna get in trouble by these other parents. Like I am a parent. I'm a mom. Like what the hell? And so you were like, we were not going to drink. We really didn't care. We were just there for the vibes. But then I said, you know what? The fact that I don't have to try to see over people because the average person was like a foot and a half shorter than us.
Yeah.
That was kind of nice. But then we looked at each other and you were like, do you want a shot? And I was like, are you taking a shot? And you're like, I need to feel like I'm an adult. I said, okay, I will take one as well. I need something to be like, I am a adult that is here surrounded by children.
I forget that that's exactly how I phrased it was, I need to feel like an adult. And we literally had the one shot, but I go up to the bartender and I'm talking to him and I said, make me a Vegas bomb. Like, go ahead.
Can't we just go that you were like, do you want a shot? And then you were like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't drink, and I never was old enough to go to the bars until I was already like way past whatever. So anytime I try to go up to a bar, I only have like 1 or 2 drinks that I ever order, and I never order shots.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to order. That gives me so much anxiety just thinking about it. So I was like trusting you, Miss Past Bartender, to tell me what the hell to drink. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So I go, okay, I'm going to get a Vegas bomb. You like Crown. I'm not a fan of Crown, but I love a Vegas bomb. So I go to the bartender. I go, give me a shot of, give me a Vegas bomb. And he gives me all of these options. He's like, Crown Vanilla, Crown Apple. And I go, regular Crown, regular Red Bull, please and thank you. And he goes, do you want a drink or do you want a shot? And I go, I want a shot. I want it to go down faster. So anyway, he's making the drinks and I'm talking to him and I go, wow, there's a lot of kids here. And he goes, yeah, they're here for the show. And I wanted to be like, dumb fuck, like what the fuck? So am I.
Of
like,
course.
But he goes, yeah, like, have you ever been here? And I go, oh, no, like, I've never been to this place. And he goes, yeah, like, we do country, we do rap, we do kids bop, we do... I didn't hear anything after he said kids bop. I just was like, I'm at a place that they do kids bop?
I didn't even know Kids Bop did shows. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know Kids Bop did shows. They go on tour? Like,
Apparently...
what? I have no idea.
This guy thought I was dumb and thought I was here for Kids Bop or didn't know. So anyway, I go, I didn't hear anything after he said Kids Bop. I take these shots to you. They are the most disgusting shot I've ever had.
It tasted like bad cough syrup. And I love cough syrup. I love cough syrup. I love NyQuil. That's such a strange thing. I do. I love NyQuil. I love cough syrup. And it tasted like bad cough syrup. Like, I was like, this isn't good, but it had the cough syrup. So I don't know what he put in there, but whatever. We drank it. And then we were like, well, okay, there was that.
Yeah.
Like,
and the minute, so that was like, I don't know, 20 minutes before the show. And then Graham came on. He was really good. He produces like most of Connor Price's, Nick D's music and some others. You taught me this. But he came out, you knew like more songs that I expected you to know. Like, I knew a lot of them, but you knew everything.
I knew more than what I thought I would.
Yeah.
But then James straight up called me out and he was like, I would be more surprised if there were more songs you didn't know. Like, he was like, I would have been surprised if it was the other way. Like, I was surprised because, so Graham came out. I knew his songs. I love Graham. So I wasn't quite surprised by that. But Connor has so much music. He has so many songs, all but with different people, different features, different this, like.
Over years, too.
Over years. So I was like,
2020. He didn't start making music until 2020. Was that what that
okay,
reel
so
said?
Then
he's
5
made
years.
A lot of music in 5 years, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of music. So I was like, oh, there's gonna be some of the older stuff or whatever that, like, maybe I don't know. But then he played this really cool game. I really liked it. He played this really cool game that it was because he has so many songs that it was like, okay, you guys are gonna pick a side, and it's gonna be like, you want the left for this side, you want the right for this side. But he only posted, like, the only thing that showed you what the song was the cover for the song. So, like, the picture of it. And I knew all of the songs just based off the picture. And I, like, looked to you and I was like, oh, we want this one, not this one. And you were like, okay. And I was like, cheer for this one. Like, you know. And then once they came on, you were like, oh, I think I know this one. Like, once he started playing it. But I knew it based off the logo. And that, to me, I was like, oh, I do kind of know his stuff. And then I could sing along with most of them, too. And I was like, oh. All right, this is really cool. It was definitely a vibe. I loved it. It was still a great concert. Absolutely loved it, even with all the kids.
So good.
Once
the music started playing, I didn't hear the kids.
Yeah, I didn't hear the kids either. There was this one set of kids, do you remember, that were like pushing. There's actually two of them. There's two sets of kids at one point. And they were like pushing, like, oh, excuse me. But they were like, we're just going to get to the front. We're just going to let's just keep going. And I was like, am I
about to
have to fight some kids or like fight his parents because you got here late, so you're in the back and you're now just trying to push your way to the front just to be to the front? Like, I'm totally cool if you like have someone up there and you go to the bathroom or you go get a drink or you go get merch and you come back and you're trying to make your way back to your family, friends, whoever you're with. But if you show up late and you just are trying to push past people to get to the front who were there before you, bad concert etiquette. Don't do that.
Sucks to be you.
Don't teach your kids that. Yeah, sucks to be you. Learn from your mistakes. Be better for the next concert.
Yeah.
But don't just push your way. Don't just put your way in front of people. Like, that's not cool. Like, we got there early to get a good spot.
Yes.
And same with all the people around us. Like, they got there early to get a good spot. You don't just get to come in and then just take advantage of people being nice if you say excuse me to push your way up. So I was like, I literally was looking at Sam and I was like, am I am I about to have to fight some kids and, like, call some kids out? Because, like, I will, because we
Yeah.
all paid the same amount of money,
Yep.
hopefully, to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna because if that was the case, if it was like, oh, well, let's just let all the kids go in front, then why am I here?
Then why
Like,
am I here?
I didn't pay the same amount of money to have some kids be in front of me.
And this isn't
just
like
because they're kids.
It's not Kids Bop.
It's not Kids Bop.
Like,
it's a show for all ages, but
Yeah.
it's not a kid-driven show. Like,
yeah, but it was so good, and he was so like high energy and jumping all
oh, I
around.
loved it.
He was so good.
Just a couple songs for his kids, and he got emotional during it, and then I was getting emotional because then I was like, my kids. But it's so sweet. But yeah, oh yeah, loved the whole concert, loved everything.
Yeah.
And then you were saying we got in the car, we were going home.
Yeah, we got in the car and we talked again the entire 2.5 hours back. Different things, couldn't tell you what. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I can think of is we're on the way back, and if something's making a noise or happening in your car, and you were like, maybe my alignment's off, maybe my tire, and I was like, we didn't hit anything. Like, I don't know what would have made your tire pressure go down in like the couple hours we were in this concert, whatever. And so we're sitting there like trying to figure it out. We're like, maybe we'll stop at the next like gas station, like see what's up. And then I don't remember which one of us was like, is it windy outside? And it's dark. It's like pitch black, and we can't see anything. So
Yeah, concert ended at 11. We're driving home. It's midnight.
Yeah, we can't see if like trees are blowing. There's a flag, like nothing. And all of a sudden, Sam like opens her window a little bit, and it's like, oh shit. And she was like, oh yep, it's windy. There we go. I'm not stopping. And I was just cracking up. I thought it was so funny.
Oh, I forgot about that because I was like literally like, I'm not moving, but my car is like doing this. I didn't even tell you, dude. 2 days later, I'm driving on the way back from your house on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
My car is making a horrible rattling sound.
Is
horrible. Yes. I pulled over on the side of the highway that goes 80. It was a terrible, worst spot to pull over, but I pulled over and my whole front bumper is cracked. Now, it has been cracked. Like, the little front corner has been cracked.
What did you do?
It's been cracked from hitting a curb.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I've had this car since 2017. So it's been cracked. But what happened was the inside of the wheel cover, like the splash guard, had ripped and kept ripping and get caught by the wind.
Yeah.
And hitting the tire. And then I'm driving down the highway and I go, and I watch it tumble down the highway.
Well, at least it came off.
Now, this is not the only time I have watched my bumper fall off. Tumble down the highway. Wait, I have two really funny car stories.
Go for it.
So, this is like 2019. I'm driving to school. And, I have 3, but I will only cut it to 2. My back bumper, somebody had rear-ended me, and I hadn't had time to get it fixed yet. Well, it decides I'm driving down the highway, and I pull over, try to tape it, nothing works, and I go, well, I gotta keep going. I watch my entire back bumper rip off and go flying down the highway.
Yeah.
People
do you
always
stop
ask
and
me,
pick it up, or you just leave it?
why does everybody ask me that? What am
I
I
would
gonna do?
I would be like,
that is everybody's first question. And I go, would you? Like, are you turning around and walking 1.5 miles down a highway?
I feel like some men would probably do it. I feel like girls are just like, nice tree over there. Yeah. Just continue on. Just continue on with your day.
I just said, I'm going to keep going. On the same, different day, but on the same trip to go down to college, which was like 3 hours from my house. Me, my ex-boyfriend, Savannah, we are driving to go down there. It's 3-hour drive. We get 2.5 hours down the road. My ex's tire blows. And we go, oh shit, we pull over. Well, immediately, Highway Patrol comes over, helps us change our tire into the spare tire. And he goes, oh, well, it's flat. Like, I don't have air, but I just called somebody. Long story short, we sat on that road for 4 hours because the air guy never came. We called a tow truck. An hour later, the tow truck broke down and they had just canceled
Jesus.
our job and not called us. So we sat on that for 4.5 hours. And then when we finally got it all fixed, we just had to turn around. I didn't even get to go down to school. We just turned around because it was going to take us way longer to get home. So I've had some really funny things with my car, but that is the couple times that my bumper has fallen off.
Funny, I totaled my car one time.
Did you really? Do I know
Yeah,
this?
do you want to do you want to hear the story? Because it's not
Go
what you
for
would
it.
think it is. So I'm on my way to work and I'm getting on the on-ramp to get onto the highway. I'm going 60, 65 miles an hour to get on this highway.
Okay.
All of a sudden something brown, poof, and my hood goes up and I pull over and like a couple of my airbags went out or whatever and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I didn't hit a car,
Yeah.
but what the hell, like, what just happened? And then it clicked, and the lady pulled over behind me, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, did I just hit a deer? And she goes, yeah, it came sprinting out of the forest and, like, just sprinted straight into your car. And I was like, okay.
That
Sure.
would do it.
I
That
hit
would do it.
2 of them. 2. I hit a doe and a buck. I hit 2 of them.
Really?
Yep, I thought I only hit 1. I hit 2 because the guy, I don't know who it was, policeman, right, came over and he went and looked in the ditch, like, for what happened. And he was like, you know, you hit 2 of them? And I was like, no shit.
No.
Did I really?
No, I didn't.
But also very Texas thing. I said, I have the tags on it. Can I tag it and take it to a processor? And he was like,
Yeah.
no. And I was like, actually, I think I can.
Yeah, you
But
can.
he was like, yeah, I know I can, which is why I was
Yeah.
like, I have tags with me. Like, can I go tag them? And he was like, no, we can't do that. And I don't know if it's because it was within city limits or there was like because it's near a highway or something. Like, I don't know
Okay.
if there was some special reason why he was saying no or he just didn't know. But I
Yeah.
was like, I'm pretty sure if you have a license, you can tag it and take it. I don't know
Yeah.
how good the meat would have been because I hit the shit out of it going 65 miles an hour. But
Probably not.
I wanted to go look, but I had all my work stuff with me. And so, like, I then had to, like, text work and be like, hey, I totaled my car. I hit a deer. And they were like, what? And I, like, sent a picture and they were like, oh my God. I literally had, like, tufts of fur in my car. It was
Do you have the pictures of the
crazy.
car? Can we post it?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I could post it because I took, a close-up of, like, tufts of fur stuck in the thing. It
Damn.
was crazy. So that's the only time I've gotten in, like, an accident.
I've never totaled my car. Like, I've had 2 cars in my life. The one that I bought off my dad, and then it was just too old. I bought this one. The only other thing besides the guy rear-ending me and the bumper falling off, which was kind of the same thing, but cost me a lot of money, was this didn't cost me anything, but I remember I was going to get my oil change, and apparently a bird, I have this on video, actually. This was a terrible time when I was
Shut up, do you really?
when I was recording, like, while driving. I don't do this anymore because I'm not dumb. But I have a video of I'm talking, and I go, you hear a thud, and I go, oh my God, a bird just hit my car. Oh, I'm driving,
Oh my God.
but oh my God, a bird literally just hit my car. Aw, I just killed a bird. And then I go to get my oil changed a couple days later, and I walk out to my car. The bird is stuck in my grill. And as a little lady, I go, la-di-da, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. I took it to the oil mechanic. They didn't say a thing, but the bird was gone. And I go, thank you.
I would say they probably were like, this dumb hoe had a bird in her thing. I'm just gonna take it out. I'm just a pretty little princess.
Because I was like, I'm not going to tell them because then that's terrible of me. But
You
they're
go,
not
hey,
going
I
to
hit
tell
a bird
me.
a couple days ago, but it's still in my grill. Can you take it out? Like, no. They're gonna be like, what? No.
But
if
they're
it's
not
just
going
my-
to tell me that there's
No.
a bird in there because if I didn't know, that would be sad, right? Like, oh, I hit this bird. Advantages of being a woman.
It's funny. That's funny. We were going to talk about, so on the way back home, we still talked almost the whole way home. But
Yes.
there's only like one time in the 4 years of our friendship, one time that we both went to hang out and were mentally tapped out. Mentally tapped out, both of us too. And we had already planned to go hiking and go do like a brunch. So we planned a brunch and hiking. That was it. We were
Yeah.
like, we need to get out of the house. I need to just get out. Whatever. We're going to go do this hike.
Yeah.
We go to brunch, and it was like we both show up, and you could tell, like, we were both just like, and we just ate lunch and did whatever, and then we get in the car and we go to hike, and we started hiking or something, and we had no music, and it was just quiet, and I was just like, I really don't feel like talking. You were like, oh, good. I don't feel like talking either. I said, I still love you, and I want to hang out with you.
Yes.
Like, I still want to be here. I
Yes.
just don't want to talk. And you were like, yep. And then we went on this couple-hour hike.
Yeah, it was a long hike too.
Yeah. We a couple hours of hiking, just no music, because usually we have like music, talking, like almost like the road trip, like music, talking. We're going. La, 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 la.
Yeah.
This
like
is like
this,
the one time,
all the time. This is how we are all the time. And this is one time.
This one time we were both just tapped out, and it was, again, communication though, because I was like, I would never thought in my brain that like, oh shit, is Sam mad at me for something, or like, and then I wasn't ever worried of like, oh, she's gonna think I'm mad at her because I'm not talking or whatever. Like, we both just were like, we're mentally tapped out, we're done. And you were like, yep, we're just gonna go enjoy this time out in each other's presence, and just and then we hugged and got in the car and went home. And then I think we like got home and we were like, that was really nice, thank you, I love you, but I'm not gonna talk to you the rest of the day, bye. Like, it was literally like our message to each other was just like, thanks, that was great, I'm still gonna be in silence, I'll talk to you in a couple days.
Like, I didn't want to do anything, I didn't want to see anybody, but we had planned this a couple days before, or a week before, whatever, and I knew because of how mentally tapped I was that I had to go. And you were kind of the same, like, we planned this, I'm gonna go. And then we both were like literally so quiet, and it was so perfect because it wasn't weird. Now in hindsight, it's weird because it's the only time we've ever done that. But I wanted to be with you. Like, I just wanted to hang out with you, but I had no thoughts. I had no words. And that was really fun. But like cute, like, aw, no babies.
It was good. And I don't even know, because it wasn't even that long ago. It was maybe a year ago. Maybe a little over a year ago, year and a half ago. Maybe.
That's where communication is so key. Like you said, like in relationships with friends or partners, like the beginning of our friendship, I said, I will tell you if I'm mad at you. I'm an adult. Unless I tell you I am mad at you, I am not mad at you. Like, we started that like right at the beginning. I said, I don't want to. I used to have friends that like you would pretend things or like whatever. Like, I don't want that as an adult. You call me out on my bullshit. You're going to tell me when I'm wrong. You're going to ask me really good questions, and you're not going to tell me what to do. You're going to ask me questions and let me figure it out. But if I have a problem with you, I'm going to tell you, and I will never think that you're mad because I expect you to tell me. And I think that's something that I wish I would have had when I was younger. Like, I had really good friends. Like, I got very lucky, but like, I wish I had that earlier. Like, tell me if something's wrong so I'm not sitting here like spiraling or worrying and thinking.
Well, it's the trust too. Like, the trust in you that I know that you're going to call me on my bullshit. At any given point, or ask good questions, just to be like, you're purposely avoiding this because you don't want to think about it. So like, let's think about it, because why are we avoiding it? Because avoiding it doesn't make it go away. But it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, everything's great, everything's fine, just don't worry about it. Like, no, I want you to be okay. I want the best. You even said it this weekend with moving. You were like, I love you, but I know you're going to put your kids first, and me as your best friend, I need to make sure that you're okay. And I was like, oh, love. Like, that meant so much to me because I love you. But I was like, you're right. Everyone is going to put the boys first, which is great. It's as expected. They're kids. But you go, everyone is going to be taking care of the boys, but who's taking care of you? And if you focus on the boys, and you have a lot on your plate, and you knew that I was kind of a little overwhelmed with moving, you were like, you have so much on your plate with moving and the boys and figuring this all out. I'm going to make sure that you're okay, so then you're set up to take care of them. And I loved that so much.
I love you.
I loved it. I loved it so much. And Sam, seriously, so we
oh my God,
Thursday and Friday, like all the little things that were dumb to put in boxes because the house is a mile from my old house. So literally 1 mile. So it was like the stuff that we had 3 totes and an IKEA bag. And so we had
Yep.
like 3 black totes in an IKEA bag, and we just loaded stuff into all the totes, into the cars. Like, I mean, you have like the vacuums and the this and that, like stuff that doesn't make sense to put in a box, but it's
Yeah.
just little stuff that takes time to move over that we
And the closets
took.
too, like we would have
The
put that in
closets, all
boxes,
the
but
clothes.
you're a mile down the road, like
Well, and
into totes.
it's not like I'm putting anything into storage. Like, I was immediately moving from one house to the other. So there was no like intermittent, like, oh, I only need stuff for a month and then I'll be in a new house. So it's like everything was just like, it's going over, I'm moving, I'm in the house. So we took all the clothes, everything in the closet, all the shoes, all the food, like everything we could in 7 trips in the 2 days. So then the only thing that was left in the house come Saturday for the boys to do with their boy tasks was the heavy furniture.
Yes.
I love the boy tasks. It was funny.
Yes.
So
I'm just thinking about last week's episode of
oh
the
god, it's funny.
so funny mommy task, daddy task, boy jobs,
Mommy
girl
task
jobs.
and daddy tasks.
We
The-
kept being like, that's a boy job. Can't get that undone, boy job. But we left like the furniture, the beds, the dressers, like
the heavy shit.
everything else was packed. We made, like you said, 7 trips of my car full and your car full, back and forth, back and forth. And one time, so of course you have children, and they have tons and tons of fucking toys.
We have a playroom.
They have a whole playroom, rightfully so. I want a playroom just to be like, da-da-da.
I saw this reel the other day that was like, you grew up being like, not like, I didn't have a playroom growing up, but it's like all the millennials now have a playroom for their kids, so they have a
Yes.
space to play. And so I just thought it was funny that I was like, oh, I'm not crazy. Other millennial parents, whatever happened to us, we
Yeah.
decided to give our kids a playroom. So
I like the idea of a playroom, especially with doors, because you could be like, goodbye, mess. And in my head, that is nice.
yeah, and I mean, it's not all in your living room. So they have a dedicated play area for all their toys that's not in their room. Because my thing within the room is kind of like the TV in the room. Like, I don't want a distraction when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get up in the middle of the night and decide, I'm going to play with toys because you're 4 or 3 or 2. And instead of sleeping, which is important, you're going to be playing with toys. So it's like I try to keep the distractions in the room to a minimum. So, like, no TV, they have books in there, and that's really it, and stuffed animals in their beds.
Stuffed animals.
Clothes. Like, you know, they don't have toys. So then if they want to play, they go in the other room, and that is the playroom. That's where you play.
Separating between play and sleep, which I think is a great idea. But we have to pack the playroom. We have to get it across the street, basically. So we
1 mile.
take... It was so funny. It was like literally get in the car. Okay, take everything out again.
But we did good too with not only taking stuff out, we took stuff out and we put it away.
Yeah.
So we took stuff, whatever we took over here, we took out and we put it away where it was going in the new house. It wasn't like, oh, all of a sudden now there's all this stuff in just the living area that needed to be put away. Like, everything got put away when we made trips, which was amazing. It was fantastic.
We kept joking that, like, if the first words out of people's mouths aren't, wow, this house is so empty, or like, wow, this house is already so set up, I was going to come swinging, is what I kept saying.
We were going to fight because we did so good. I was very proud of ourselves.
Yeah. And that's why I knew, like, with you saying with the boys getting set up, like, if your kids weren't taken care of, I would have taken care of your kids first, because I know that would have been more important to you than taking care of you. But I knew everybody had the kids. I knew we got the playroom, and I knew we had all the toys because all the toys were in my freaking car. So you have a car full of toys. I have a car full of toys. But I get in the car and I go, oh my God, my car is making noises at me. Like,
every time you turn, I could hear it. You know what's funny is I never told you this. So I got into my car and you closed your door, and I could hear some of the toys go off, and I said, well, that's going to be a fun trip for her. Like, she's, la, la, it's one of those girl things, right? La, 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 we're just going to drive and drive over there. I didn't, but I heard it. Yeah, I was like,
I goes,
I know what the toys sound like. It's kind of like when you were over helping and the boys are like play fighting or whatever, and they're like, ah, and you like run in there like, are they okay? And I'm like, you were like, you don't even flinch. And I was like, that's not the right tone for screaming. Like, if they were injured, that's not the right tone. And it kept happening because they're play fighting and they're talking and they're acting out whatever thing they're going on or whatever. So Sam kept freaking out every couple minutes, being like, are they okay? Are they hurt? And I was like, they're fine, I promise. I was like, if they weren't fine, they would be coming in here, they would be crying. Like, they're good. But I'm used to that. So it can, like, I can tone it out. And same with the toys. Like, me and mom were laughing too, because it's the same with their tablets. Like, if they have their tablets on, I have headphones for them now. But even if the headphones, they want to take them out or something, I'm so used to it that it's like, I can, like, background noise it. I can tone it out. But for people who aren't used to it, you're like, oh my God, what is going on in my car? I gotta
Like
keep
that
out of it.
whole ride, every time I moved, it was like.
It was
I think
so
I have a
funny.
video. I think I took a
You
video.
You did.
So that's funny. But then when your kids were playing, they were playing with like ropes and acting out, whatever 4-year-olds do. They sounded, to the untrained, not a mother, sounded like they were strangling each other. Like I was like, one time, like you said, I kept going to check because I would like be walking and I'd be like, let me go walk over here. Let me go check. And you were like, let me just put things in boxes. And I was like, you were like, nah, they're okay. And I'm like, they sound like they're dying, but okay.
But also boy mom versus girl mom, because they're like running and kicking each other on the couch or whatever. And you were like, and I was like, yeah, they're fine. This is like the normal. I think I told you the Tom Segura story where he has two boys and then his brother-in-law or sister or whatever it is has two girls the same age. And he was like, the girls come over and they're like, Uncle Tommy, can we play? Can we color? And he's like, yeah, of course. Can we color? And so he's like, yeah, of course. So he goes, they sit down and they do. They just color nicely for hours. You can leave them unattended, come back, and they're still coloring. He goes, do you know what happens if my 3 and 6-year-olds sit down to color? He goes, I walk in, they're nowhere to be found. And he goes, crowns all over the place. They're outside in the front lawn with swords and crowns, kicking and screaming and going, what do you guys doing? It's like, oh, the crowns broke, so we're outside playing, cops and robbers now. And you're like, can you get back inside the house? Like, it's such a girl versus boy mom thing that I'm like, that's an average Tuesday for them to be wrestling on the couch.
That's an average Tuesday. I think it also helps, like, you don't have a kid that's older and bigger that, like, doesn't know their strength, too.
That's true. I don't have to worry about that. That is one thing I think about a lot, is because they're twins, obviously. Yeah. They're the same. So, like, equally matched for the most part. Like, they're equally matched. I don't have to worry about, like you said, like, one being stronger and the other one being, like, unaware. Yeah. And, like, something happening because the older one didn't understand and the younger one is just whatever. Like, no, they're both the same. So, like, they still are kind of slowly getting it. We've gone over the easy contact versus, like, full-blown contact, or, like...
put the rope around your leg, not your neck.
Yeah, ropes don't go around necks or head. They can go around arms, your body, your legs. And it's the repeat it back, right? So I do that a lot, where I'll be like, okay,
you do that a lot.
What are the rules with this? And if they can't tell me the rules, we go over the rules again, and then they need to repeat it back. So then I know that they're comprehending what I'm telling them. Because sometimes I'll be like, hey, you can't do this. And they're like, what? And I'm like, okay, hang on. Like, let's make sure we say this in a way that you understand what I'm explaining to you and why it's important. Like I said, obviously I've been doing it for over 4 years now. Like, now I know how to talk to them.
You being a mom, I've said this a million times to you, you being a mom makes it a lot easier and less scary for me to be like, oh, I'll be a mom one day. Like, not right now, but like, will be one day. Like, you're like my first mom friend. Like,
I was gonna say it's really cute because you are so involved, like, with me and with them, that they know that I'm talking to you when I send you stuff, and they'll be like, is that Sam? I want to see Sam.
I want to FaceTime Sam.
Call her. I want to FaceTime Sam. Call her right now. And I'm like, yeah, sure. All right, we'll call Sam, see what she's doing. And then they just take the phone. Yeah. Hey, Sam. I'm like, okay, bye, best friend. Like, I guess they're talking to you. But it's
Last
cute.
time they
Even
took me to the playroom and showed me their toys, and I was like,
yeah,
hi.
yeah. They just show you what's going on. And then when we were moving, they were here one time.
Yeah.
And then one of them was like, I'm gonna go help Sam. And I was like, "Well, okay. And it was like such a like, I'm gonna go help Sam. Like he was so like, I'm gonna go. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go be with Sam. I'm like,
He
okay.
came
And then
outside with me. I was taking
yeah,
stuff out of the car.
yeah. And then they were like, is Sam still here? And I'm like, she's still here. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
talk.
And then we were
go do
leaving
what you wanna
your
do.
new house to go back to your old house with the kids, and they were like,
Uh-huh.
is Sam coming? And I go, like, I can. And they were like, yeah. And I was
Yeah,
like,
we want you
Bri,
to come
can I
back to
come
our
to your
house with us.
house?
Yeah, I was like, I don't care.
I felt like a
But
teenager
it's
being
so
like,
cute.
Mom, is it okay? Can I
Is
come
it
to your
okay?
house?
Yeah, no, it's
Well,
really cute.
our plan wasn't to talk about children, but kind of full circle back to the concert and all the children and everything. There's one other thing that I want to tell on the podcast before we end. So we're moving and I'm sore, and we're both sore, and I have something in my purse. And I go, Bri, close your eyes and smell this. I just stick it out
Also,
to her.
but also blind trust that I was like, okay. I don't know what she's about to pull out of her purse, but okay. Like immediately, there was no questioning it. I just was like, boop. All right,
You're like,
like
okay,
what's going
what?
on?
I pull it out and I go, smell this. And you said,
Oh, Tiger Balm immediately. As soon as it came under my nose, I was like, Tiger Balm. And you were like, yes. And it was funny because you're like, Hunter didn't know what Tiger Balm was. And I was like, how do you not know what Tiger Balm was? But we were both athletes. Like,
I
it's
said,
such
tell
an
me you're an athlete
thing.
without telling me you're an athlete.
Plus, like, you had like the little tiny jar, which is great for what now because we don't use it like it's water.
Yeah.
But I had like the big one that was like the big container of Tiger Balm, and I went through that thing so fast all the time. But I thought it was so funny. It took me back, and I was like, Tiger Balm, oh, like love it. It was great. It came in handy, but it was wonderful.
Oh my God, it came in so handy. But Tiger Balm was like, we said, like an athlete thing. Like that was very much like athletes knew about it. And like Hunter didn't play sports in high school or middle school or anything. Like that wasn't something, but he would have known Icy Hot. But I knew, you being an athlete, would know Tiger Balm without me. Like you and I have never talked about Tiger Balm, but like I just knew. And so immediately eyes closed, smelled it. And like, I didn't even you were just right here. And you were like, Tiger Balm. And I was like, go you.
Immediately.
So can we do a poll and be like, which one is better, Tiger Balm or Icy Hot? Because I know my vote.
If the winner isn't Tiger Balm, I'm fighting. Throwing hands. I'm sorry.
I'm kicking you out of here.
Well, no, there's really 3 choices because there's Tiger Balm, Icy Hot, or Biofreeze.
Oh, Biofreeze is a newer, like, that wasn't around, I felt like, when I was in high school.
Because I like Biofreeze.
I've never used it.
Oh, I like Biofreeze. Like, I won't use, like, Ben Gay or Icy Hot, like, I will not use.
Yeah.
But I will use Biofreeze and Tiger Balm all day. Anyways, we'll post a poll and see what everyone's favorite is and see what it is. If it's not Tiger Balm with Biofreeze, though, I might throw hands. Or we're just going to be like, I don't want to be like, you're wrong, but you're wrong.
It's our podcast. We can say whatever we want.
I know, we're making new friends. We will still love you, but you're wrong. Okay,
well,
we're going to be really good with this. Thank you for listening to episode 9. Please like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. Those are all the things. We're getting so much better at this now. I really appreciate
you next week.
Yeah, share with your friends. Bye.
Bye. Hold on.
What? The dog?
I was like, what the fuck is that? Give me fucking 5 minutes. Give me fucking 5 minutes.